The time taken between thought and action should be very less. If you have too much time to think, that's when you procrastinate. One financial mistake that every single person should avoid in their 20s is investing in stock market, gold, mutual fund, all of these places before investing in themselves.
One thing you feel that students should ask more, but they rarely do.
I think you answered it. Students should just ask more. A bad decision is better than no decision. And I would suggest take a decision and make it better.
So one thing that I see most students struggle with is actually figuring out what they want to do in life.
The advice is
Hi everyone, today we are with Lalit Dhanush. He is a content creator, TEDx speaker, winner of over 150 awards and also author of the book Average to Unstoppable in Your 20s.
I'm glad you got it right.
Okay, so first thing that I want to ask is that you have mentored so many students. So what's one thing that you see students hold back which they should not?
I think the one thing that most students hold back is to take action quickly. I remember somebody telling me the time taken between thought and action should be very less, and most successful people take very less time. Students, on the other hand, tend to take a lot of time. For example, let's say you're walking down the road, you see a startup, and you're like, shit, dude, I can do something better than this. And then you never work on it. Like that, by the end of your college, you'll have 30 ideas, and you wouldn't have worked on it. But the problem is, the ones who've actually acted on it will be making the money.
One thing you feel that students should ask more, but they rarely do.
I think you answered it. Students should just ask more.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what. Most people are afraid of sounding stupid. And remember when you were a kid, Riddhi, you would go up to your dad or mom and say, hey, why is the sky blue? Why is, the plants green? Or why are you and mom fighting? Whatever it is. We stop asking because society and the world outside wants us to become somebody. And we're also ridiculed by the dumb education system that we live in, right? And when we ask our teacher something out of syllabus, she's like, shut your mouth, put your hand down, you extra smart kid.
Yeah.
So asking questions is all that it takes for you to become a genius, smart person.
I remember there was this college professor that I had who always used to tell us that whatever you are doing, just ask yourself the vibe behind it. Do you agree with it?
100%. So there's this amazing guy called Simon Sinek. His TEDx talk is called The Golden Circle. There's a book on it as well.
Okay.
He says people can often answer the what, when, who, where. But the most important question to answer in your life is the why. If you know why you're doing what you're doing, then it makes sense.
So everybody keeps saying follow your passion. Is it actually a good advice?
You should follow your passion. Never stop it. But if you want to follow your passion to make money, then it becomes questionable. Because if your passion doesn't make money and you're dependent on it, you'll start hating it. There are people I know who actually earn the money and take care of their passion through the money they make.
Content creation.
Content creation could be one. Let's say some people's passion is animals, but they have to fend for their family. So they go for an IT job, but they have 2 or 3 dogs at home who they love spending time with. Some of them love going for, a bike ride or, a long drive. They have a beautiful car that they've invested in and, they go for a long drive with their friends, family, spouse, whoever it is. So find a way to fuel your passion. Sometimes it's good if your passion is not making money and it's your sacred space. It's also even better if your passion can make money. So now you can just generate success at an endless rate because you love it. You don't have to work hard.
Makes sense. Okay, so what's one financial mistake that everybody should avoid in their 20s?
One financial mistake that every single person should avoid in their 20s is investing in stock market, gold, mutual fund, all of these places before investing in themselves. Most people invest in financial instruments and little do they fucking understand that they are the real goddamn instrument. Like it's the story of the woodcutter and the axe, right? You could buy the greatest axe in the world and keep chopping wood. For 10 days, you'll chop 100 trees, but the 11th day, you'll chop 3. You know why? Because you haven't sharpened the axe. The axe is you. You got to sharpen the fucking axe. Become so bloody good and spend so much time and effort sharpening the axe that wood cutting becomes super easy. And then invest in financial instruments so that you could sleep in peace.
I'm just questioning myself. So, what's one biggest fear students struggle with today?
The fear of losing their reputation. And I always keep telling most of my students in class, why do you have to protect your reputation or your goodwill when you have none? A content creator with 2 million followers, or if you're somebody who's making $5 million in revenue, then you should have something to worry about. When all you're getting is like a 5,000 rupees pocket money and you have to give assignments at lit school, why the hell do you care? Take the big risk, take the big plunge.
So, one thing that I see most students struggle with is actually figuring out what they want to do in life. So, what's one roadmap that they can follow?
Very simple. It's like finding your dream girl or dream guy, right? To marry. When you're in 10th standard, you'll find somebody who looks cute but is extremely toxic. Then maybe by 12th grade or maybe in your first year degree, you'll find somebody who's now a good friend. You trust them and then you possibly date them. The advice is you got to try multiple things before you find the one, right? And most people who don't try at all will never find the one. And some people just get stuck on trying new things. They don't want to do what's boring. Sometimes sticking to that one person for 9 years or a lifetime is boring, but that's okay. That's where depth is built. That's where great love is built. So I believe if you want to be great in your career, you want to figure out what you want to do, try multiple things and find out one thing that really sticks to you and go deep into it. I often say it's like a T scale. Go like this first and then like that.
And what's your say on procrastination? Because a lot of times they would want to do it, but the procrastination comes in between and we are just like lazing around then.
If you have too much time to think, that's when you procrastinate. I love this person. Her name is Mel Robbins. Right? Mel Robbins suggests something called as a 5-second rule.
Okay.
When you have something in your head, you got to act in 5 seconds. If you give it more than 5 seconds, the thing is, you will give yourself more reasons to think about, which will end up becoming overthinking. So use the 5-second rule. I suggest also watch the TEDx talk of Mel Robbins. Read the book if you can, but act quickly. Procrastination happens when you're lazy and you have that, it's like the snooze button on your alarm. You can keep hitting that snooze button and it's an endless cycle, right? You can keep hitting it till evening if you want to. But at some point, you're going to hit stop. Why not in 5 seconds?
But don't you think if we are taking decisions within 5 seconds, it can sometimes lead to taking reckless decisions and the decisions can be like wrong?
Reckless decisions are usually taken when your emotions are high.
Okay.
Let's say you're angry. Let's say you're envious of somebody. When you do it with a negative emotion, what happens is the outcome is not something that is desired. But let's think about this, Vidhi. Tell me a decision that you've taken where you've overthought about it. Often, you've not taken the decision at all. A bad decision is better than no decision, right? And I would suggest take a decision and make it better.
So, what's one trait that instantly makes someone stand out?
I think it's the ability to take feedback without getting their ego hurt and actually enjoying saying, okay, you're wrong. And they'll be like, oh, wow, tell me how. I think that's a true champion. And anytime you see them in a room, in a competition, wherever they're in life, they'll be very open to being corrected and they can change instantly. And those are the kind of people who are real winners. The other thing that can make somebody else stand out is, I feel, aura, how you see yourself. Aura is all about how you walk, how you talk. There's a level of presence of that individual when that person walks into the room.
So, you have your own YouTube podcast series.
Used to.
Okay.
Yeah. Not anymore. Yeah.
And you have interviewed a lot of successful people. So, what's one quality that all successful people share?
They have this dispassionate quality about them. They're passionate yet dispassionate. They're passionate about their work, dispassionate about the result. They're like, it's okay, whatever it is, I'll keep doing. I think that's the ultimate quality that any successful person has.
So, a lot of times you must have heard people say that everyone around me has clarity, but I don't.
Dude, anybody who says they have clarity has clarity in one side of life. It could be career, it could be relationship, or their personal life. There's no person who has clarity in all three. The moment they have clarity on all three, it becomes boring and they'll create a nuisance in their own life again. Because if there's clarity,
Or
it's
they're
predictable.
scared.
Yeah, it's just predictable. Think about it. If it's super clear, then you know what's coming. But that little ambiguity, that little cloudiness is important in life. Often, what happens is in life that you might get career clarity at some point of time. You might get a relationship clarity at some point of time. You might get personal clarity on something that you've been suffering, could be health, could be mental health issues, whatever, at some point of time. But very seldom does it happen that you get clarity on all three at the same time. So if anybody is saying that, they have clarity on all three, they're either lying or they're true because they're Sadhguru or they're like a monk. There's only two options there.
So you teach a lot of students. So if you had to create a 1-month program
Mm.
to completely change a student's mindset, how would you curate it?
Wonderful question. I think this is my favorite question so far. My first criteria is that I'd actually put him amongst nature. So this wouldn't be curated in a college building. Ideally, in a place where there's a lot of trees, a little bit of water.
Gurukul.
Gurukul, right? Almost a Gurukul feel. It's my dream. Second, I believe there's a lot of answers for our lives in nature. For that, we have to open our eyes and just see. Think about it. Did anybody teach that tree how to grow? Did anybody teach that bird that just chirped now how to chirp? It didn't. It learned by itself. Nature does not require teaching. Nature requires a fertile ground on which it will grow. You just don't have to stop it. And I think if those creatures can do it, we as human beings, at the epitome of evolution, should just be amongst nature, let go of everything that we've learned, and just be. So the first thing is unlearning more than learning mindset. It's unlearning the mindset.
That sounds crazy. Okay, now I'm just gonna ask you one more thing. What's one mantra you live by?
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Okay, that's so contradictory.
Yeah, think about it. We're 7.2 billion people. We have Mahatma Gandhi on our currency, yet we don't remember him. Alexander the Great conquered half the world or 3/4 of the world, whatever the hell it is, and we still don't remember him. We don't remember the greatest people on earth every single day of our lives. Why the fuck would you take yourself so seriously as if you really mattered? In all honesty, you are nobody in the sands of time.
Okay, now we'll move to the last segment of the podcast, which is rapid fire.
Let's go.
Are you excited?
I'm excited as long as you don't ask me dumb Karan Johar questions. I'm very happy answering them.
So, what's one book every student should read?
For a creative student, The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. For somebody who's lost in life, the Bhagavad Gita or any of your own spiritual religious books. For somebody who wants to build a startup, The Hard Things About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz.
I thought you were going to suggest your book.
No, my book's good. But I would say there are a million better books than mine.
One skill you wish you learned earlier.
Building systems and doing boring things. Because I only loved doing the sexy stuff. But I've realized money and success is in the non-sexy stuff, the boring shit.
Most overrated advice you hear.
Work hard.
Work smart. That's what you want to say?
Both. Because sometimes you got to work hard and sometimes you got to work smart and sometimes you shouldn't work at all.
One podcast everyone should listen to.
2 podcasts. One is Joe Rogan. I love Joe Rogan, god of podcasting. Second is called The Knowledge Project. And anybody who loves motivational stuff, things based on their mindset, wants to become super successful, The Knowledge Project is brilliant. I'm not remembering the guy's name, but amazing.
Okay. First thing you notice about a person.
Their communication skills.
Confidence or skill, what matters more?
Confidence any fucking day, any day.
Okay, hope you all had a fun time watching. So, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.